the very first time the woman tried to sell dumplings. She ended up throwing them all in the trash. The problem was the language barrier. She had sold dumplings all night, but hadn't sold a single portion. Passers-by simply didn't know what she was selling. She smelled the dumplings and realized they had gone bad. This very act of hers would one day make her famous worldwide. Back in the 1970s, a drought hit Shandong province. To make a living, Zhang Jianhe took her 2 daughters to Hong Kong to seek refuge with her husband. However, her husband was unwelcoming. It was then that her mother-in-law revealed that her husband had married another woman, who had even borne him a son. Hearing this news, she was completely stunned. She had originally come to rely on her husband, but now, the one person who could have helped her had remarried. For the sake of her 2 children, she decided to stay and build a life in Hong Kong. A helpful fellow villager found her temporary accommodation. She had a place to live, but still no job prospects. The landlady, taking pity on her, recommended her for a dishwashing job. Without a formal education, she could only start with such menial and laborious work. Yet after a month, she could barely save any money. A kind-hearted neighbor suggested that she set up a stall to sell dumplings. And so, a small stall was quickly set up. At that time, people in Hong Kong didn't know what she was selling. So on the first day, she didn't sell a single order of dumplings. She smelled them and found the dumplings had spoiled. Although somewhat reluctant, she still poured all the dumplings into the trash. The pressures of life made it hard to see hope. But no matter how difficult, she had to endure. The next day, she returned to the stall to sell dumplings again. An older man heard her calls and noticed her pronunciation was incorrect, so he helped her correct it. Just as Zhang Jianhe's business was starting to improve, she encountered new trouble. One day, a gang leader brought his lackeys to collect a stall fee. They threatened to take her daughter away if she didn't pay. At that moment, she grabbed a knife, ready to fight them with her life. The greatness of a mother's love made this woman strong. Another day, Officer Hua, a city inspector, led his team to clear the street of vendors. Everyone was scared and fled in all directions. And Zhang Jianhe was no exception. Unexpectedly, Officer Hua's appearance led to a new business opportunity for her. That evening, she encountered Officer Hua again. Seeing him, Zhang Jianhe immediately prepared to run. Officer Hua said, "I'm here to buy dumplings." As he left, he even made sure to take an extra portion to go. Zhang Jianhe worried the dumplings would go bad overnight. But Officer Hua said, "I have a refrigerator. I can freeze them." Little did she know, this casual remark from Officer Hua would open up a new way of thinking about business for Zhang Jianhe. From then on, she embarked on her path to a brilliant life.